Welcome to a new update, and today we're going to discuss that Bitcoin is coming home, which is 100k at some point. It is, but also we're going to discuss where Bitcoin in general is right now, as it's still consolidating in a very narrow range, meaning that altcoins are also waking up or waiting for their position, as some of them are doing really well and some are not. Before that, do not forget to subscribe beneath and also like this YouTube update if you enjoy the content. And let's get to the charts, in which we can see that I'm not usually using moving averages and exponential moving averages, but it's the central topic right now, so you have to mention the moving averages. You can see that Bitcoin is still holding above the 50 EMA at this stage, in which we try to close beneath it, but it is avoided in the last hours of the weekly close. And yesterday we saw the exact same during the match. The last hours before the Sunday, before the weekly close happened, we saw that the price of Bitcoin rallied upwards. We even closed around 35, or got close towards 35, and we closed above this 50 weekly EMA. More importantly, we can state that once again the entire support zone is holding. So this entire range is holding for support once again, given that all those wicks are showing bias pressure to the markets at this point. So the other topic is that the hash rate dropped heavily, and we can see that the hash rate is crawling back up a little already. Does that mean that the price has to react to it? Definitely not, but the hash rate is crawling back up, so the negativity out of that news item should be going away. Second, grayscale is happening, unlock is happening during the week, or it starts to be unlocked during the week. It's GBTC, it's not BTC itself. It could have a very positive impact to the markets, given that those holders or those investors have to buy spot Bitcoin to cover their potential losses they have when buying GBTC. So at this stage, the market is showing a bottoming structure potentially, given the fact that all those wicks are bought up at this stage. And when we look at the Wyckoff structure of Bitcoin, we can see that the price is still holding above 33k. So the conclusion can be drawn that we actually made another higher low, through which continuation is very likely to happen, right? So we did test this 33k zone, bounced towards 35.4, and couldn't really hold that level here, therefore came all the way back down, made a fake out beneath 33k, bounced back up, reclaimed here, as you can see, 33.0 reclaim, and now we are facing the critical resistance zone. So the level that we want to break in order to keep momentum going is this entire range that we just got marked as a red line. So this block is where I want to break in order to keep the momentum going. So at this stage we are making higher lows once again, and therefore if we crack 34.6, the next target zone that I'll be looking at is for sure this recent high, as that is the breaker, but more importantly I'm going to look at 38 and 40.5. So it's very likely that in this structure, with Bitcoin showing strength, we finally are going to seek for a new higher high. And when that is going to happen, the chances are significant that altcoins are going to move alongside with Bitcoin at this stage, given the fact that they have been crashed down south at the last part of the crash of Bitcoin. What does it tell us about the Wyckoff meme? Yes, it does tell us that the spring has happened, given the volume that has been increasing heavily during this crash. Higher low, higher highs, higher low, potential higher high, and then the Wyckoff might be showing us that we are bottoming out here too. So yes, we could be there. If we look at Ethereum at this stage, we can see that we still hold the critical level for support. So I just mentioned that in order to keep the momentum going for Ethereum, we had to close or crack 2400. However, we couldn't, and therefore the first level that I'm watching for a bounce is the area around 2k. In that case, we are getting a scenario that's very likely comparable to the stage that we have here, in which we test previous level, make a higher low, and continue moving. In the previous period, we can also see that we had a downwards move, bounce back up, retest, higher low, and we continue to crawl up after this double bottom test. You can see that right now we've got this double bottom test. So the chances of holding 2K and then continuing the run to 2900 are significant here. So I have definitely said 2K is a very interesting level to watch. If that doesn't hold, you're looking at an area around 1800 at this point. Ethereum against Bitcoin is doing what I wanted to be doing, which is we rejected around this resistance zone, and then we are looking or seeking for a higher low to be happening on Ethereum. If that is happening, we can see that we're also just closing in on a new squeeze, meaning that the chances of a new breakout for Ethereum are increasing heavily, especially if we hold 0.6 Bitcoin again. Another rally towards this range here seems very likely to happen, and then we can start saying that we get a bull flag in which a breakout at a later stage this year to the upside is still on the tables. And once Ethereum is going to show such a bounce up, you know what's going to happen next, which is that most of the altcoins are eager to follow suit, and then we can start or have another rally on the altcoins, and some of them are even going to have their first, as many of them are still looking good on a weekly time frame, and that is always taking time as it's the weekly time frame. So what am I expecting for this week to be happening on the markets? I believe that Bitcoin is going to make that breakout to the upside. I would not be surprised if Bitcoin is going to trade around 38k during the days of this week, and meaning that will probably also trigger altcoins to start waking up some more. So do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you again tomorrow for a fresh new update.